Uh-oh. Well, hey, how y'all doing out there today? Listen, I'm out here playing with the youngins today. I'm letting them get wet and have some fun. And my little niece Audrey, she came up earlier today and showed me a tick on her, and I got the tick off of her. And that ain't no big deal to us. We live down here, and we live down here, and we got to deal with ticks and all. And that's just one way of it. And but it got me to thinking about all this tick stuff going on, and I'm sorry about the catchy title, because I told y'all I was only going to talk about life, growing, and health. So this is about your life and your health. Yes, there's a lot more ticks than been going on, y'all, and it's also because ticks are attracted and seem to thrive in a CO2 type environment. So there's a go get your sister with that water. Look at her over there. She's just waiting on you. And they seem to thrive in this environment, and they're definitely attracted to CO2 and somehow in our breathing and whatnot, and what we emit. That's why some people attract ticks worse than others. But besides all that, there is going to be a rise in the tick population. But that's fine. And they're going to be in places where there's a lot of CO2. And that's fine, because guess what? They always been there. And here's a few fun things you can do. For one, there's a tincture you can make that I got on her, and her red mark's gone. I don't need to show it, but got tick off, make sure there wasn't no head in it. This one got in, and it was just a little bitty tick. It didn't have no time to get up and swell up. All right, that's something important. Got the tick off of her, and I had some plantain tincture ready, and it's basically plantain grass, which I told y'all I was going to be showing y'all this here sooner or later. Well, there's some babies. They keep cutting the grass, but plantain is this a leaf out there, and it's very good for itching. It's very good for bug bites, and it's very good for all that kind of stuff. But you can have that tincture actually when you make it with apple cider vinegar, and denatured alcohol. So 1 cup of apple cider vinegar, 1 cup of denatured alcohol, and as much as you can stuff into a quart jar of crushed plantain grass. You take that and you just shake it up for every day for about 4 or 5 days, and it's going to make a nice deep green tincture that you can put in a spray bottle, and you can keep the leaves and you keep them a little bit moist. And when you need to, you can actually pack that in a tincture or in a bandage over say like a spider bite. This actually draws out the poison. Even on a tick bite, it'll draw out the Lyme disease that you're worried about. It'll draw out anything that tick put in there. Now here's just a couple other facts on ticks. They are hunter parasites. They sitting on these. I mean, I'm sitting up under this big old oak tree right here, probably loaded with ticks. Am I gonna not be outside? Am I not gonna let the kids play? I mean, the sun's shining. It's a beautiful day, and no. So I know about them. I've taught these youngins through teaching my youngins, and it gets passed down to look for ticks, to look for fleas, to let us know, for us to pick them off, and there you go. I mean, you can, sorry y'all, I'm having to deal with kids and talk, because there you go, you're going to get wet for that one. So, you got to deal with it, but you have a partner. If y'all go out in the woods, if you got pets, most of the time the tick, when it gets full, that's when they say you're more likely to get the Lyme disease. So you want to catch it before it gets full, and you find them full on your dog. Well, why? Because sometimes you might not be petting your dog in that spot. They shouldn't ever get that big, but pet that dog. But you can put this tincture on you not afterwards only, but before. And listen, lavender, peppermint, I always put about 10 drops of peppermint oil in my tincture as well. These all help you not get them on you, but here's the thing. They're gonna be there. Sooner or later, you or somebody you know is gonna get a tick on you. It's gonna bite. It's gonna get on you. This is why every time you get in a shower, you check yourself the best you can. If you've been outside, you see what I'm saying? If you've been in that environment, or just not, get in the habit of it. It's good to check yourself all the time anyway when you can. If you have a partner, hey, you can actually make a little fun out of that. And y'all check each other for ticks. I think there's a country music song back like that said, I want to check you for ticks or something. But make some fun out of it, or just do it. You know, husband and wives nowadays, men and women, they check each other all the time for different types of cancers and lumps and stuff. And so why can't we check each other for ticks? Don't be afraid of it. It's just a critter. The critter is coming in floods here and there. And you see all these fearful articles, and we hear about this dreaded Lyme disease. Well, y'all, I pretty much been out here. I probably spent majority of my life outdoors, and to this day, and I said this to somebody else earlier, I'm not belittling Lyme's disease, but to this day, from the swamps of North Florida and South Georgia to the plains of Georgia, Alabama, all the way out to California, up to Ohio, down the Appalachian Mountains and back, I've never met one person that had Lyme's disease from tick disease, and I mean from Lyme's disease from a tick bite. So I'm not saying that in a way to, as a matter of fact, I'm asking you to be more cautious, to have even less numbers of people suffering from that disease that is borne by the tick. But the bite, the initial bite, or even if it gets big on you, you didn't notice it. I don't know how you can't notice a tick getting big on you. Look, yeah, if you're being healthy, you got good vitamins in your system, you got a good immune system, you're going to beat that off big time. Lyme's also seems to go to people with lesser immune systems. So cool. Ticks are disease-carrying hunter predators, but they're ticks, and they've always been around, and they always will be, because the change of our environment, they look like one of the few species that's going to evolve with this change in our environment better than others. So since they might become stronger, we just need to become wiser. So right, well, it's not fear, it's not anything about what anybody thinks. It's just about checking yourself. All your remedies and all your other things you can do for them, fine. Do everything you most possibly can. As bad as I hate to say it, the best mosquito, flea, tick, any kind of bug that bites you deterrent I've ever found. As bad as I hate to say it, I got to tell you, because it's the best one. Well, actually, there's two ways of doing this. One is Skin So Soft. There's something in Skin So Soft that even the military, Avon Skin So Soft, by the way, that military actually wanted to use it for soldiers in jungle environments, but it was the part of the smell. It wasn't the oil, it wasn't this or that, it was the smell of it. The smell of it. They don't like lavender, they don't like peppermint. If you ever smell Skin So Soft, boy, it's a pretty powerful smelling, womany smelling, female smelling oil kind of base thing, a skin softener. It seems to be pretty good. I don't know about the chems in it. I don't know nothing about that. I just know if you're really worried about ticks, fleas, and mosquitoes, you would have your bottle of Skin So Soft, and you wouldn't mind that people in the next county smelt your ass, because it works. It works. That to me is number one. Number two, if you want to smell a little better, keep a couple dryer sheets in your pocket, and every once in a while break one out and just rub it on your arms or your exposed areas. Dryer sheets, y'all, believe it or not, they actually got a real use. But I don't know if they're worth it. So, but those are two things. If you don't want to go pick some plantain grass out of your own backyard and get apple cider vinegar and denatured alcohol on it, God forbid that happen. If you don't want essential peppermint oil or cedar leaf oil or any of the good oils that naturally get rid of it, you got a few things right there in the house too. Because this tick problem ain't a woods thing no more, y'all. It's not necessarily a problem, like I said. None of y'all probably even seen a tick on you yet, but but it is going to hit the suburbs. It is going to hit the areas with higher CO2. Probably a lot harder than the areas before. They'll probably stay normal. They probably won't decline. Those tick populations and activity and behavior will probably stay normal. I think it's just going to get worse, and you're going to see worse of it the closer you get to the cities and industrial areas high in CO2. So there you go. Pay attention to what's going on. Know how to avoid it. Know how to check yourself for it, and know how to remedy it, and know what to look for even if you do feel sick. There's some signs for Lyme disease. I highly suggest y'all look it up. Pay attention to it. That part is just good knowledge. That's not fear-based. It's just good knowledge, and there you go. Y'all have a good day out there. Quit being ticked off. Learn something about your life, and learn something about your health, and learn how to coexist to exist. Because checking each other and teaching your kids to check themselves, guess what? There's no chems involved. If you nip it in the bud, you're fine. We don't have to use poisons and everything to kill all other things just to get one little parasite. I think that's what the other parasite's been doing, but we're only talking about life growing in health. So let's worry about this little parasite y'all seem to be tripping on. It'll be all right. I promise you. You got ways around it. Feel free to ask, and feel free to research on your own and look it up. And make you some tinctures. They're fun. And plus, they work because you made them. And they're natural, and you know what you put in them. Peace. I love y'all. Don't live in fear.